All right, everyone. Hey, it's Dosa back again with some Citizen Sleeper. And yeah, today I wanted to talk about going to the gym and specifically what interactions and reactions can you expect when you go to the gym. So I started working out in high school, and yeah, this could be like honestly a multi-part series, but I just wanted to start off small with just the interactions I got. So again, I started working out sophomore year of high school, and I think high school is a perfect time to start when I mean working out, I mean lifting weights. High school is the perfect time to start lifting weights. I feel because that's the best time where your body is growing into itself. You have a lot of testosterone for a guy. You have a lot of testosterone, so you're able to just like have newbie gains really quick and really effectively. Someone's cooking for you at home, which might not always be the best, but honestly, if you play it right, hey, it's free food you get at home, cheap food you get at school. There's ways to eat well, clean, and a lot. Most importantly, if you were bulking like me. Like I had to bulk because I was a very, very scrawny kid. So let's get started with that, right? So sophomore year, so basically from the span of freshman year to senior year, I grew 40 pounds. I went from 90 pounds to 130. And that was decently dramatic, right? I mean, it wasn't anything. 130 is still not a lot, to be honest, but it was definitely noticeable. So I'll tell you what I got. So I'm not going to lie, my situation with the opposite sex did not change at all. Oh my God, I'm starving. That's crazy. My situation didn't really change, to be honest. There's no date that I really went on that the person liked me because, wow, she noticed I had grown so much. I was so cool. Like, no. Probably the one thing, I'm sure quite a few things happened. I do remember more attention or more people talking to me, just guys and girls. I do remember one guy, we'll call him E, was walking with this really tight shirt in high school. It was like a Freddy Krueger shirt, and as I'm walking down the hall, this guy named E, we were on the same debate team, but we weren't cool like that. He comes up to me, squeezes my bicep, and he's like, "Ooh, you're looking big," winks at me and walks away. So what I'm trying to say is people will notice you. People do notice you. I remember another guy named, we'll call him Ev. Ev noticed it too, like senior year. He's like, "Wow, you're looking so big, man. That's so cool. You really transformed yourself." Like people will notice it in the hallway. I went to like a gym where a lot of people in my community went to. So honestly, people who were at my gym, I might want to do this. But yeah, people who went to my gym were like also in my high school sometimes, and that led to obviously like people noticing me working out, people reacting to me in the gym, who were my peers, things like that. But yeah, that was a weird interaction with E. That was a really weird interaction. But yeah, guys will definitely notice. Now as for girls, like again, as a member of, those are like the people that I prefer, right? So if you're a guy or if you're a girl watching this, like I don't know, but yeah, as a guy trying to attract girls, I was thinking like I remember that definitely some of my female friends noticed, but yeah, there wasn't any insane attraction. I do remember with this one person in my gym class senior year again. So senior year was like the peak of like my high school physicality, and she noticed. We got close enough for me to want to ask her to prom, but she ended up saying she wasn't going, and then she ended up going with someone else. Really funny stuff. But yeah, again, like working out's not going to save you. That's what I wanted to impress upon you guys. Working out's not necessarily going to save you. And we'll try this. If you're, oh my God. Okay, never mind. Can't do that. Yeah, it's not going to save your social life, but so I do need this. But it will make you a lot more confident. Oh, this is okay, we're cooked. Let's just try this. I feel like I have really bad luck in this game, but okay, nice. Let's go. That was gonna be negative. But yeah, like it won't save your social life, but it will make things easier because you will be more confident. You'll be able to approach people more. Again, I still went on 0 like proper dates in college. Did I go on like some study sessions or like lunch or coffee hangouts with people, with girls and guys? Yes, but again, were they dates? Probably not. They didn't see it as that. So I was kind of cooked. And again, like you're in high school, or I was in high school. If you're watching this in high school as well, like your body's still developing. I was still growing into my body, even into like freshman year of college. And I think almost everyone really is. So while working out won't save you, it will obviously really help. But I'm not going to blame working out for my lack of attraction, right? Because I just was growing into my own body. It takes time. So I'm not really, I'm not resentful or anything at all. Now, let's start going into college. So in college, I did get some attention. Again, in college, and this is something I really want to touch upon, especially later on in the video, is that we are, in Gen Z, Gen X, is one of the fittest generations, like ever. And by fit, I don't necessarily, well, I think fit could be the wrong word. Can we all run a mile in under 8 or 9 minutes? Probably not. But can we lift weights and put 135 on the squat, or 25s, or even again like 45 plates like on a bench? A lot of us can. Whether it's just due to our sheer weight, whether it's, because we do go to the gym, and a lot of people do go to the gym. They're not necessarily fit because they might not have the cardio or stamina, and I think that, or the core strength, which I think are really important to being so quote unquote fit. But even Gen Z, a lot of people are part of running clubs still, and again, gym membership is huge in our generation. So by the time I got to college, honestly, it wasn't really impressive. I barely had anyone calling me big. I mean, my roommates knew I went to the gym every day because they're my roommates, and people knew I went to the gym, and I hung out with a lot of internationals. And because gym culture is so big in America, I kind of impressed some internationals for sure. I know people would make jokes about my physique in a good way, like good jokes that my high school friends probably can't believe. Because again, like Americans, like attaining a physique, an achievable physique, is really easy. And again, like really achievable for a lot, because American gym culture big. With the immigrants and the international students I hung out with, gym culture was not really big in their country. They were more impressed. There was something I wanted to touch upon. And as I worked out more in college, obviously people at the gym will obviously notice you as a regular. They'll see your strength gains, things like that. And I did end up showing people how to use the gym in college. People definitely need me for that. I had multiple friends ask me, hey, can I use the gym? Can you show me how to use the gym? Super important, really cool. And I guess they saw me as big enough where they could respect my advice going to the gym. So there is that. Members of the opposite sex, I did date a few girls in college, and I don't think any of them mentioned my physique as an initial attractor, like genuinely. I don't think so. I'm like pretty sure not. So I will say there's that. But I do remember, again, in these kind of, how do I say this, these bubbles that I inhabited, right? Even outside of college, I used to go to like this religious or this cultural camp. And the people who go to the camp, both boys and girls, are very sheltered. So, okay, I got a source of stabilizer. It's not going to happen anytime soon. Let's see. They're really sheltered. And what that means is, again, they're not used to people going to the gym. So this is kind of like a theme, I think, in my life, and I think you'll see it in everyone else's life. In areas and spaces where a lot of people go to the gym, like in the Northeast, New York City, where everyone is basically trying to look smacks, like going to the gym is not going to really help you stand out. You're going to need more than that, fashion, etc. I currently live in the South, for example, where obesity, and especially like teen and adolescent obesity, it's a big thing. So if you're young and you look like thin, like I don't even have to look big, I just look thin, people already are like impressed in some sense. And impressed is too strong of a word, but people are already like, that's cool, But again, so back to the camp story. I remember the lead counselor, so we were all camp counselors, but the lead counselor took us in one night and he told us a ghost story. And I literally remember my female friends, and these are just friends. So again, like I'm not saying that working out led to me being more sexually or romantically attractive, but most of these stories have to do with friends, but I'm giving you both sides, like male friends and female friends, whether it's E who squeezed in my bicep in a weird way, or and friends, male friends who would ask me to teach them how to work out because they respected my body and my physique. It's probably good. I hope it's good. Or yeah, in this case with the camp, right? So I'll just finish up that story. Ghost story, and I remember at least one girl, we'll call her A. She was literally like, oh my god, I'm so scared. She was hugging my shoulder, and she like put her head on my shoulder, like on my middle delt, if you want to be scientific. And she was like, wow, your shoulder is like, it's rounded. It feels so good. It's comfortable. It's comfortable. And I'm like, whoa, that's awesome. Like, that's great. You know, like it feels good for someone to be like, wow, your body feels good to be on, right? Literally. So that was really cool. And I remember like multiple girls from the camp after the scary story asked me to walk them back to their cabins, and they were like hugged around my shoulder, and they explicitly said like, wow, like you're big, like you can fend people off, like we trust you. Like, and the camp is in the wilderness, so I mean, looking back on it like years later, super stupid. I don't know why any of us were scared. Nothing was gonna happen to us. It's so goofy, but like I'm just sharing all the stories. Like, this is how we reacted when we were young at the time in like very early college, like freshman year. And yeah, people noticed my build, and they found some sort of weird comfort in it. I was also a theater kid for a semester or two in high school, and I vaguely remember people complimenting my physique there too, I think. But again, I kind of forget, so I don't want to say too much there. But yeah, all this is to say, will going to the gym completely change your interactions? Actually, objectively, yes, it will. If you're consistent, if there's like an actual change, like if you can see the change, then other people probably can too. That's A. But B, will it dramatically change your romantic outcomes and even your friendship outcomes? No. But for friendships, it'll definitely add another dimension, because like everyone wants to learn how to be fit and stuff. So hey, if you treat your body like a temple and you do well with it, then people will look up to you. People will ask to for advice, which is really cool, and you can help others, right? You want to help everyone. I think you can. I think it's the point of life, right? Like in Plato's cave, people want to make it out of the cave, and for those who want to leave the cave as well, once you make it out and see the sunlight, you also want to help people see the sunlight too, right? I think that's what a good, noble person mission is. But will it change your romantic outcomes? It probably depends on where you are. If you go to this like insane PWI, like Ohio State or Rutgers, where everyone's working out, or ASU, Arizona State, where everyone's working out and jacked and chiseled, will you stand out? Probably not. You might just have to do it to fit. In fact, at that point, you might just have to do it to fit in. You might literally have to do it so you're not left behind. You might have to work out so you're not left behind in those areas. But in areas where, again, like it's in the South, or like, I won't say the South, but just like in some region of the world or the or your country where gym culture is not a big thing, and you're one of the few that's taking it seriously, yeah, you will stand out. You will be noticed, and that will definitely change your interactions. Honestly, for the better. You might get creepy comments. I've definitely gotten creepy comments from from dudes and just people. I think it's mainly dudes, but yeah, it's pretty. It's all fun. It's all fun and games. I will say, okay, awesome. The cloud is really important. Last thing I will say is, as you grow older, going back to how Gen Z and Gen X are the fittest generations, it matters way less, and I mean that just in general. Again, so I peaked in high school at 130, and then now I'm at 160. So X number of years later from high school, I'm at 160 right now. And I was really kind of on and off in my intentionality at the gym, so it's on me. But I think 160 is respectable weight for my height, and I'm very happy with it at the moment. But again, I get nobody actually complimenting my looks at this, or my my weight, I mean, or my build at this point. I'm more so... The only compliments I'll have gotten, maybe over the past even just like year or two, are honestly like my friends' moms who haven't seen me in like months or a year. In fact, I actually had a friend's mom I went to see in Canada recently, and after a year, and she's like, "Wow, you look the same as last time I saw you." Like, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's not like I ballooned in weight or I shriveled up or, I looked worse at least, but. It's kind of, and that, again, it's on me, but I guess it's been hard for me to put muscle on. And while I still feel like I'm a respectable size, like since I'm not growing as much anymore, people don't see me as any different. People aren't like wowed or like turning their heads, right? Again, only if I haven't seen you in like months or a year or two will, like, have I had moms, just literally like people's moms, like give me a compliment. But that's really it, man. It's nothing too serious. But yeah, that's my unfiltered thoughts on how does working out change your interactions. Hope you like it. Hope it gives you some motivation to work out, man. Do it to not get left behind or do it to stand out. Either way, just do it.